Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for joining us this evening. This is Michaela, your host of MichaelaTV.com and the Michaela Radio Show. And I have the pleasure of being here with the very lovely and very talented Lauren Lillian. Hi, Lauren. How are you today?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
So talk to us about why you're here to support Danny and his book and how you're connected to Danny.
Well, Danny asked me to read some poems from his fabulous little book, and I was like, okay, I'm down. Erotic poetry, sign me up. But I read them. I know. I read them, and they are phenomenal. They're so tasteful and poignant and deep and poetic. Like, I'm so impressed. Like, I'm buying a few copies for some friends of mine because I love it. Danny, your work is fabulous. I love it.
Signing off for now with the lovely Lauren Lillian. This is Michaela. See you soon. Bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am here with the very, very beautiful K.D. Wilson. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thank you so much for that compliment.
Well, it's my pleasure. I mean, as you guys can see, wow.
Huge fan of Danny's work. I think Danny is one of the few people who understands how lacking the arts are in the communities for minority children, and this is something that he pushes and he makes happen on a continuous basis. So beyond that, he stepped out of his usual visual field to do this erotic poetry. He hit me with the book before it was actually even delivered and was like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is where we're going, and was like, I'm going to do this event. Do you want to get behind me on this? And I was like, how can I say no? This is Danny. Well, you know what it is? You have to be careful, because when people heard erotic poetry, they're thinking sexual off the bat. This isn't so much sexual as it is mental. So it also has a technology tip to it that these things are done in 160 characters, meaning I can text a message out to anyone in the course of a day. Right, so there was purpose to it as well. There was purpose.
I'm starting to get overheated right now just thinking about it.
But it's so much. So it's something that stimulates a lot of things, like even between the ears. There's a lot going on with this poetry. Danny, I truly love you. I will be here forever, always in support of you and your dynamic talents.
Welcome back. I have the pleasure of being here with the very beautiful and very talented Ray Six.
Well, I'm very, very, very proud of Danny. I think this book captures like the sensuality of erotic poetry as opposed to the raunchy side of it, which is what we are missing, you know? I read through the whole book. He sent me an early PDF copy of it because I'm reading for him tonight here, and I was just amazed by how loving and how longing and just how sensual all of the writing was. I'm very proud of him for this work. Teaching is amazing.
You know, it's funny how this little size book fits right next to somebody's bedstand.
Yes. Very convenient. I think he thought about that.
I think so too.
Danny, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me to read for your beautiful poetry book release. I'm just ecstatic to be around such beautiful people, and you have a great body of work right here, and I will promote the hell out of it. Love you.
All right, keep it locked right here for our next guest. I am here with Ray Six.
Is a little different from Reverend and I, is that he's a fine artist, and usually fine artists don't make the money.
That's why y'all gotta buy books.
So I bought 4 books. And I thought I'd come here and host him and celebrate him because he's a real inspiration to me and to my other brother and to a lot of people. He's a fantastic painter. He's a great poet. And he's a person who has a very eclectic view of the world and is inspiring to many. It's difficult to describe because his talent is so vast, and his freedom and his expression is also that vast. So some people get it, and they're really inspired. Other people just, it's not Lil Wayne. I must say this book is pretty easy for anyone to digest, although written poetry and poetry books is, here we go again, it's not Lil Wayne. So my brother is a big inspiration to me, and he's the reason I'm an artist. He's the reason my young brother is an artist. And we aspire to be have the kind of creativity that he exudes. So I'm here and celebrating him, I don't know what else to say except, buy some books. And I hope you all enjoyed the book. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy to have 1 new copy. Hope you all get 4 or 5 apiece. Thank you.
How many people watched or were on Deaf Poetry like I was? Come on. Who created a venue for us?
I'm sorry to tell all, but the Deaf Poetry, I remember Danny said, why the fuck you ignoring the poets? And he said, why don't you do some shit on it? Those are his words. I'm sorry, I think he's not that crass, but he is. But he said that, and Deaf Poetry was actually his inspiration. That's how it got done. So, go ahead.
Yeah, it's still a little shocking to me when Russell curses, because I think of him as a vegan and a yogi. So when I see him curse here on Twitter, I get all shook up.
I'm a yogi, not a priest.
Please give it up for Marie Tree.
Everything's sacred and everything's right. I dream that you wrote a story on my mind. With the tip of your tongue and with every laugh, my thirst subsided, my sleep became peaceful, my heart became still. For all I was missing, you know that I lied. All I was missing, you know that I lied.
Welcome the lovely Katie Wilson of Phoenix Enterprises and help put
Baby's Bay. Within the dark corridors of tangled emotion, rife with lovers, twisted, torn, tangled, and holding fast to each other in a whisper's promise, shoeless and blissful mercy, the wounds of opportunity. We read the tones of greatness loudly, but for our ears only, and chant the hymns of resurrection at candleless altars. My confessor, deaf and always late, having taken the high road, and we, our echo and small mirror, have to account for the lessons of these sweet and dangerous minutes, held in our beggar's bed, grateful for the cradle of thorns in which we lay.
Miss Lauren Lillian, we got her for 2 more days. 2 more days, this young, beautiful actress before she goes to LA. So let's listen to her do the words of Danny Simmons.
I have to say first that Danny Simmons' poetry is absolutely phenomenal. Wow.
Yes.
And you're going to hear it. Okay, ready? Face down deep in the wool, feeling like home brew. I'm back at the fountain, drunk on fragrance. And you. Giggles and grins, and I'm all sticky sweet again.
6, whose CD single is available on iTunes. It's called Mystery. This is Miss Ray 6. Come on now.
Wrapped deep inside of me, causing me breathless. And don't ever want to breathe again.
Go, Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
Won't you please, help me as we cue up the music. Keep talking with me now. Music's coming from Miss Chicava Honey Child. That's how we do it.
I want to thank y'all really for coming. I'm going to try to read a couple of poems. I'm not going to do it anywhere as eloquently as any of the readers. I'm clearly not as good looking as none of them. Got that right. I had been laying in bed collecting old books, and I found that I really thought these little books were very, very sexy. And I said, let me make a little intimate poetry book of these little intimate poems. It'll be a little black book. And so here's my little black book, and that's how. This one's called Long Distance Loving. It's lovings. On this glorious morning, smelling of sex and ambition, I remember you cradled tomorrow deeply looked, your hair grazing my eyes and wrapped tight to me, gentle half-sleep, drowning in sweat and lover's breath. And here I hold you in mystic chant and hoodoo conjure, deep juju you and me, deep juju indeed. That means no drinking either. But I was having fun writing these. The insistent specter. I'm here with your ghost, and wondering, do you need me like my wanting you? You as you lead me to days of winter and distant attentions, with your sneed, sated, inspector fades, and my comfortable sweater is grown too tight to pave my way into warmer winter's landscape. And never you mind my moody ways, it's just the coming frosty nights, bearing small comfort that I might come to mind from time to time.
Oh yeah.
My books and shit.
And you know, so often who we are as parents and as a black family is disparaged. It's always important to know that in 1865, at the very end of slavery, most of us walked 100 miles to find our families. So let me introduce you Jamil Simmons, Danny's baby boy. Oh, totally, who has been here all night. Jamil, come here, Jamil. Let me look at your handsome face. Come here, baby. Been here all night, just as beautiful, as handsome, working with his daddy. Because we don't get to see that picture, right? Look at it, it's real and it's true and it's a Simmons family tradition. I'm gonna